Merry Christmas. I hope you're all having and have had a fantastic time, wherever you are, whatever you're doing. I want to share a message, if I may, to my network, and it, it is quite vast nowadays. I think, since I left the military and started to focus on business networking, then I've actually managed to accrue quite a lot of people that I'm connected with. Many out there will know me well from my military service, and we probably served together. Some will know me through the world of business over the last 12 years. Some will have connected and had a short interaction. Others we will have connected and never even spoken. The fact of the matter is that you're all part of my network, and it's that I want to ask really a big favour of. This time last year, I published 5 and 20s, buddy, check yourself, check your buddies, for serving members, for veterans and for their loved ones. And it is with that in mind that I want to reach out at the moment, because the one thing that has occurred to me over the last 12 months is that the message that I share in the book is one that is being well received, and I can say that with some certainty on the basis of the personal messages that I've had from people that have now read the book. Indeed, there are many out there that have shared the book. And so as I go into 2026, I feel that actually there is a real drive and purpose behind getting this book into the hands of the right people. I want to offer it as an education for those who are starting out on a life of service. I want to offer it as insight and reflection for those who are veterans and have left. I want to offer it as an insight to an education and a better way in the general context of understanding why we do the things that we do and why we think the way that we think. Now, I don't profess to be a psychologist. I don't profess to be the all-knowing oracle. I have taken this from being a performance coach over the past 22 years, both 10 of which was in the military and 12 since I've left and in the business world. And it's an accumulation of my learnings. It's accumulation of what I understand. It's an accumulation of the evidence I've seen in terms of the way that we think and the way that we conduct ourselves. And in the book, I just present it in a different way. I present it in a way that is understandable. Now, I'm not suggesting for a moment that the military don't do this stuff well, but I am suggesting that they could do it better. Now, the only reason I mention that is I have insight as to the context, the focus, the drive, the commitment that the military have in terms of supporting mental health. But they still haven't taken the leap to shift the narrative of mental health. And today, and I think not just in the military, but in general context, mental health conjures up an illness. If you talk to somebody about mental health, many people will shy away from it because they feel that they're just about to open the door on some real challenging conversations and topics. Mental health is the same as physical health. There are good and bad alike. But the reality is that we, all of us, in some degree, in some way, in some manner, need to have good mental health. And that's not something we should shy away from having a conversation about. And so I focus on that in terms of the mental health resilience, in understanding why we think the way we think, why we act the way we act, and actually to change the narrative that we can have a choice and we can choose, the way in which we want to approach the future. The other thing that has become very apparent over the past 12 months, and actually longer since, is there is an overwhelming narrative out there around veterans, and one that I don't subscribe to. Yes, there are veterans that need help, they need support, and there are many charities, and indeed service support, for those veterans in many different guises and ways. Could it be better? Almost certainly. But that doesn't paint every veteran as a victim. It doesn't paint every veteran as somebody that has a level of expectation that I've served my country and once I leave, I'm owed everything. The vast majority of veterans out there, I don't think, subscribe to that thought and that belief. I, for one, certainly don't, and I've not met any veterans personally, and those that I know that have that same mentality or that same thought process. Far from it. I think the veterans that I meet on a day-to-day basis are those who are keen to contribute to community, to engage in their place of work, to, you know, indeed the business owner veterans, you know, to really, you know, take their businesses to the next level. And so I want to offer a slightly different narrative with regards to that. And that's why, again, when I talk about the book 5 and 20s, there's a different insight as to what that could look like. So what's the favour? Well, get the book, read the book, share the book, share this post, make a connection. I'm really keen to talk about this on podcasts, on you know, the radio, TV, in the paper, whatever the platform that can be, to offer a different narrative, to offer something that isn't the mainstream veterans narrative that I see all too often at the moment out there, but rather to build on the real value of the veteran way, on the power and impact of that life of service, and to offer, you know, an insight as to a better way. You know, the buddy process, the 5 and 20 buddy process is long served in the military context. Whatever military you served in, you know, you look out for yourself, you keep an eye on yourself, you make sure that you're functioning, you're working. You know, my weapon, myself, my buddies was kind of like the mantra that we had, certainly in the infantry. And then you look out for each other. That's the narrative. How are we looking out for each other? I mean, it's challenging enough in Civvy Street as it is. But when you think of it in the wider context, look out for yourself, hold the mirror up, ask the questions, and then go ask your buddies how they're doing and check in on them. That's the buddy way. So really, I'm just asking my network, get involved, help me out here. You spread the word, read the book. Something that would massively help in terms of just actually getting the I guess the context of the book out there is jump on and offer a review of the book on Amazon if you've got a copy. This is a real important mission, and it's one that I'm really going to be driven on this year. And you're going to hear a lot about this just from my channel. So those of you who are connected, you know, I'm not going to stop talking about this, but I'd love to have your support. I'd love to jump onto the conversation. I'd love to learn more. I don't profess to know everything there is to know about this. And in some small way, if I can help on this whole challenging narrative that's out there, and offer maybe a different narrative, one that is more akin to what it is to be a veteran, then that would be fantastic. Anyway, with that in mind, and if you stayed the course of this very long video, have a fantastic celebration this evening, looking into 2026, and I hope to have a conversation with you as we go forward. Thanks a lot.